Your story isn't worth telling. Nobody cares about you, Marcus had said 6 years ago, rejecting her manuscript. Book launch. 10 million copies sold. #1 New York Times bestseller. Marcus attended to network. Aria took the stage with her book, From Nothing to Everything, a memoir. 3 children followed her. Chapter 12 is called The Man Who Abandoned Me, she announced. Marcus choked on his champagne. It includes his name. His wife grabbed his arm. The triplets waved at the crowd. Our daddy is famous now. 500 guests turned to look at Marcus. His wife's face turned red. Marcus, but before we dive into the full story, let me know where you're watching from and what time it is. Now, subscribe to the channel and let's get started. You will never be a real writer, Aria. Those words still hurt. My foster mother said them to me when I was 15 years old. I was sitting at her kitchen table writing in my notebook. She walked by and laughed. She said nobody wanted to read stories from a foster kid. She said I should focus on getting a job at a grocery store. That was 11 years ago. I am 26 years old now. I still write every single day. I live in Brooklyn, New York. My room is small, very small. There is space for a bed, a desk, and 1 chair. The walls are thin. I hear my neighbors talking at night. The window faces a brick wall, but the rent is cheap. I can afford it. My alarm clock rings at 5 o'clock in the morning. It is still dark outside. I get out of bed and turn on the light. I brush my teeth in the shared bathroom down the hall. 3 other people live in this apartment. We share 1 bathroom. I learned to wake up early so I can use the bathroom first. I put on my work uniform, black pants, white shirt, black shoes. The same thing every day. I look at myself in the small mirror on my wall. My hair is pulled back in a bun. I look tired. I am always tired. I grab my bag and leave my room. I walk down 4 flights of stairs. The elevator in this building does not work. It has not worked in 2 years. I walk outside into the cold morning air. It is February. The streets are empty. I walk 3 blocks to the subway station. The subway platform is crowded. Everyone is going to work. I stand close to the wall and hold my bag tight. The train arrives, and I get on. I find a spot near the door. The train is packed with people. Nobody talks. Everyone looks at their phones or stares at nothing. The train takes 45 minutes to reach Manhattan. I get off at 5th Avenue. I walk 2 blocks to Miller's Diner. The diner is on the corner. It has big windows and red booths inside. I have worked here for 3 years. I walk through the front door. The bell rings. My manager, Tom, is behind the counter. He looks up at me. "You are late, Aria," Tom says. I look at the clock on the wall. It is 6:03. I am 3 minutes late. "I am sorry. The train was delayed," I say. Tom shakes his head. "Just get to work." I put my bag in the back room and tie my apron around my waist. I grab my order pad and pen. I walk onto the floor. The morning shift starts now. The diner fills with customers quickly. Businessmen in suits order coffee and eggs. Tourists order pancakes and ask questions about directions. I smile at everyone. I write down their orders. I bring their food. I refill their coffee cups. My feet hurt. They always hurt. At 11:30, a regular customer sits in my section. His name is Mr. Peterson. He comes to the diner every Tuesday and Thursday. He orders the same thing every time. Scrambled eggs, wheat toast, orange juice. "Good morning, Mr. Peterson," I say. "The usual?" He smiles. "Yes, please. And how are you today, Aria?" "I am good. Thank you for asking." Mr. Peterson is kind. He always asks how I am. Most customers do not ask. Most customers do not even look at me. I bring Mr. Peterson his food. He eats slowly and reads his newspaper. When he finishes, I bring him his check. He leaves money on the table. I pick it up. There is a $20 bill. His meal cost $12. He left me an $8 tip. "Thank you, Mr. Peterson," I call out as he leaves. He waves at me. "You have a good day, Aria." $8 is a good tip. I put the money in my apron pocket. My shift ends at 3 o'clock in the afternoon. I am exhausted. My feet hurt. My back hurts. But I cannot go home yet. I need to pick up my other uniform. I work at a second diner 3 nights a week. But today is Tuesday. I do not work tonight. Tonight, I can go home and write. I walk to the back room to get my bag. My coworker Lisa is there. She is putting on her jacket. "Hey, Aria," Lisa says, "I have something for you." She reaches into her purse and pulls out a small piece of paper. It is a ticket. "What is this?" I ask. "It is a ticket to a publishing event tonight at the Javits Center. My sister works in publishing. She gave me 2 tickets, but I cannot go. You should go. You are a writer, right?" I stare at the ticket. Yes, I am writing a book. But I do not know if I should go to something like that. Those events are for important people. Lisa puts the ticket in my hand. "You are important, Aria. Go. Maybe you will meet someone who can help you." I look at the ticket. The event starts at 7 o'clock tonight. "Okay," I say. "I will go. Thank you, Lisa." "Good. And wear something nice. Not your work uniform." Lisa laughs. I take the subway back to Brooklyn. I walk up the 4 flights of stairs to my room. I open the door and sit on my bed. I am so tired. I want to sleep. But I look at the ticket in my hand. I walk to my closet. I only have a few dresses. I pull out a black dress. I bought it at a thrift store last year for $10. I have only worn it twice. I lay it on my bed. I look under my bed and pull out a red folder. Inside the folder are 250 pages. This is my manuscript. I have been writing this book for 2 years. It is a memoir about my life, about growing up in foster care in Philadelphia, about never knowing my parents, about moving between 7 different foster homes, about being told I would never amount to anything. I open the folder and read the first page. My mother left me at a fire station when I was 3 days old. She wrapped me in a yellow blanket and walked away. I do not know her name. I do not know her face. I spent my whole life wondering why she did not want me. I close the folder. This is my story. Maybe someone at the event tonight will want to read it. I take a shower in the shared bathroom. I put on the black dress. I look at myself in the mirror. The dress is simple, but it looks nice. I brush my hair and leave it down. I do not own makeup, so I do not wear any. I grab my bag and leave my room. I take the subway back to Manhattan. The Javits Center is huge. It is a giant building made of glass. I walk inside. There are people everywhere. Everyone is dressed in expensive clothes. The men wear suits. The women wear elegant dresses and high heels. I feel out of place. I walk into a large room. There are tables with white tablecloths. There are servers walking around with trays of wine and food. I do not take any wine. I grab a glass of water from a table. I stand near the back of the room. I do not know anyone here. I watch people talk and laugh. They all seem confident. They all seem like they belong here. I think about leaving. But then I remember what Lisa said. You are important, Aria. I stay. A woman walks to the front of the room. She speaks into a microphone. She talks about new books and new authors. She talks about the importance of storytelling. I listen carefully. After she finishes speaking, people start moving around the room again. I stand still. I do not know what to do. Then I see him. He is standing near the front of the room. He is tall with gray hair. He wears an expensive suit. He is talking to a group of people. They are all listening to him like he is very important. A woman standing next to me sees me looking at him. "That is Marcus Hendricks," she says. "He is a senior editor at Patterson Publishing House, one of the biggest publishers in America." My heart beats faster. A senior editor at a major publishing house. The woman next to me smiles. "Do you want to meet him? I know his assistant." I cannot speak. I just nod. The woman walks toward Marcus. I follow her. My hands are shaking. "Marcus," the woman says, "I want you to meet someone. This is Aria Williams. She is a writer." Marcus turns and looks at me. He has blue eyes. He shakes my hand. His handshake is firm. "Nice to meet you, Aria," Marcus says. "What do you write?" I take a breath. "I am writing a memoir about growing up in foster care." Marcus nods. "Interesting. Memoirs are very popular right now. Do you have a manuscript?" "Yes, I have 250 pages completed." Marcus reaches into his jacket pocket. He pulls out a business card. He hands it to me. "Send me your first 3 chapters. My email is on the card. I will take a look." I take the card. My hand is still shaking. I look down at the card. It says, "Marcus Hendricks, Senior Editor, Patterson Publishing House." "Thank you," I say. "Thank you so much." Marcus smiles. "I look forward to reading your work, Aria." He turns back to his group. The conversation is over. I stand there holding his business card. I cannot believe what just happened. A senior editor at one of the biggest publishing houses in America just asked to read my work. I leave the event and take the subway home. I sit on the train holding the business card in both hands. I stare at it the whole ride. When I get back to my room, I do not go to sleep. I sit at my desk. I open my laptop. I need to prepare my first 3 chapters. I need to make them perfect. As I read through my manuscript, I whisper to myself, "This is it. This is my chance to finally be heard." I spend the entire night reading my manuscript. I fix spelling mistakes. I change sentences that do not sound right. I read the first 3 chapters 5 times. At 6 o'clock in the morning, I am finished. My eyes hurt from staring at the computer screen, but the chapters are ready. I open my email. I type Marcus Hendricks's email address carefully. I attach the 3 chapters. I write a short message. "Dear Mr. Hendricks, thank you for taking the time to speak with me last night. I have attached the first 3 chapters of my memoir as you requested. I look forward to hearing your thoughts. Sincerely, Aria Williams." I read the email 10 times. Then I press send. I do not sleep. I go to work at Miller's Diner. I check my email every hour on my phone. No response from Marcus. 1 day passes, 2 days, 3 days, 1 week. No response. I start to think he forgot about me. I start to think he was just being polite at the event. Important people like Marcus Hendricks probably meet hundreds of writers. Why would he remember me? 2 weeks pass. I am working at the diner on a Thursday afternoon. My phone vibrates in my apron pocket. I pull it out. I have a new email. The email is from Marcus Hendricks. My hands start shaking. I walk to the back room. I open the email. "Dear Aria, I apologize for my delayed response. I have been traveling for work. I finally had time to read your chapters last night. Your writing is raw, but powerful. Your story is compelling. I would like to meet with you to discuss your manuscript further. Are you available for coffee tomorrow afternoon? Best, Marcus Hendricks." I read the email 3 times. He wants to meet. He called my writing powerful. I write back immediately. "Yes, I am available. Thank you so much." Marcus responds within 10 minutes. He gives me the address of a cafe near his office on Madison Avenue. We agree to meet at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. I can barely sleep that night. I wake up early and put on my black dress again. I take the subway to Manhattan. I arrive at the cafe 15 minutes early. I do not want to be late. The cafe is small and quiet. There are only a few people inside. I sit at a table near the window. I order water. I wait. At exactly 2 o'clock, Marcus walks through the door. He sees me and smiles. He walks to my table. "Arya, thank you for meeting me," Marcus says. He sits down across from me. "Thank you for reading my chapters," I say. A waiter comes to our table. Marcus orders coffee. I order tea. Marcus pulls out a folder from his bag. Inside are my 3 chapters. I can see notes written in the margins. "I want to be honest with you," Marcus says. "Your writing needs work. Your grammar is not perfect. Your structure could be stronger, but your voice is authentic. Your story is real. And right now, memoirs about difficult childhoods are very popular. Readers want real stories about survival." I nod. I do not know what to say. "Tell me more about your childhood," Marcus says. "What was it like in foster care?" I take a breath. I moved between 7 different homes. Some families were kind, some were not. One foster mother told me I would never be important. She said nobody wanted me. I believed her for a long time. Marcus listens carefully. He does not interrupt. When I turned 18, I aged out of the system. They gave me $200 and told me good luck. I came to New York because I thought I could become a writer here. I have been working at diners ever since. I write every night after work. "How much of your manuscript is completed?" Marcus asks. 250 pages. I think I need about 60 more pages to finish. Marcus drinks his coffee. "Finish the manuscript. Send it to me when you are done. I cannot make any promises, but I think your story has potential." "Thank you," I say. "This means everything to me." We talk for another hour. Marcus asks me more questions about my life, about foster care, about living in New York. I answer every question honestly. He seems genuinely interested. When we finish our coffee, Marcus pays the bill. We walk outside together. "Let's do this again," Marcus says. "I want to hear more about your story. It will help me understand your manuscript better." "Okay," I say. We meet for coffee 3 more times over the next month. Every time Marcus asks me questions about my past. I tell him things I have never told anyone. About the foster father who locked me in a closet when I misbehaved. About the foster mother who forgot my birthday every year. About feeling invisible my entire childhood. Marcus always listens. He takes notes sometimes. He says he wants to understand my voice. After our 4th coffee meeting, Marcus asks me something different. "Arya, would you like to have dinner with me? Not as an editor and writer, just as 2 people." I am surprised. "Like a date?" Marcus smiles. "Yes, like a date." I do not know what to say. Marcus is older than me. He is 42. I am 26, but he is kind. He listens to me. He makes me feel important. "Yes," I say. "I would like that." We go to dinner on a Saturday night. The restaurant is in Midtown Manhattan. It is the nicest restaurant I have ever been to. There are white tablecloths and candles on every table. Marcus orders wine. I have never had wine at a restaurant before. It tastes bitter, but I drink it anyway. "Tell me about your life," I say. "I have told you everything about mine, but I do not know much about you." Marcus leans back in his chair. "My life is not very interesting. I grew up in Greenwich, Connecticut. My father is a lawyer. My mother is a professor. I went to Columbia University. I have worked in publishing for 20 years. Do you like your job?" I ask. "Most of the time, I like finding new voices. I like helping writers tell their stories." "Have you ever been married?" I ask. Marcus shakes his head. "No, I have been focused on my career. I have been waiting for the right person." He looks at me when he says this. I feel my face get warm. After dinner, Marcus walks me to the subway station. We stand outside the entrance. "I had a really nice time tonight," Marcus says. Me too, I say. Marcus steps closer to me. He puts his hand on my face. Then he kisses me. I have not been kissed in a long time. I kiss him back. When we pull away, Marcus is smiling. Can I see you again? Yes, I say. I ride the subway home. I cannot stop smiling. I feel like my life is finally changing. Over the next 2 months, Marcus and I see each other every week, sometimes twice a week. He takes me to nice restaurants. He takes me to art galleries. He introduces me to people who work in publishing. I feel special. I feel wanted. I have never felt this way before. I also finish my manuscript. I write the final 62 pages. The complete manuscript is 312 pages. I read through it 10 times. I fix every mistake I can find. On a Tuesday night, I bring the completed manuscript to Marcus's apartment. He lives on the Upper East Side. His apartment is beautiful. It has tall windows and expensive furniture. I finished it, I say. I hand him the folder. Marcus takes it and flips through the pages. This is incredible, Aria. I will read it this week. I promise. Do you really think you can help me get published? I ask. Marcus puts the folder on his table. He walks over to me and puts his arms around me. Yes, he says. I believe in you. I believe in your story. We will get this published. I hug him tightly. For the first time in my life, I feel like someone believes in me. That week, something happens. I realize I missed my period. I am always regular. I am never late. I try not to panic. Maybe I am just stressed. I have been working long hours and writing late at night, but 3 more days pass. Still no period. I go to a pharmacy near my apartment. I buy a pregnancy test. My hands shake as I pay for it. I go back to my room. I take the test in the shared bathroom. I wait 3 minutes. The test shows 2 pink lines. Positive. I buy 3 more tests. I take all of them. All 3 are positive. I sit on my bed. I cannot breathe. I am pregnant. I make an appointment at a community clinic in the Bronx. The appointment is in 5 days. Those 5 days feel like 5 years. I do not tell Marcus. I do not tell anyone. I need to be sure first. On the day of my appointment, I take the subway to the clinic. I sit in the waiting room for 40 minutes. Finally, a nurse calls my name. The doctor is a woman in her 50s. She is kind. She asks me questions about my last period. She asks me about symptoms. We will do an ultrasound to confirm the pregnancy and see how far along you are, the doctor says. I lie on the examination table. The doctor puts cold gel on my stomach. She moves a small device across my belly. She looks at a screen next to the table. The doctor is quiet for a long time. She moves the device around slowly. She looks closer at the screen. Is something wrong? I ask. The doctor looks at me. She smiles. Nothing is wrong. But I do have surprising news. What is it? You are pregnant with triplets. 3 babies. I stare at her. 3? Yes, 3 babies. You are about 8 weeks pregnant. The doctor prints a picture from the ultrasound. She hands it to me. I see 3 small white shapes on the black image. 3 babies, I whisper. The doctor talks to me about prenatal care, about vitamins I need to take, about appointments I need to schedule. I barely hear her. I just stare at the picture. I walk out of the clinic in a daze. I sit in my car in the parking lot. I do not have a car. I sit on a bench outside the clinic. I look at the ultrasound picture. 3 babies. How am I going to tell Marcus? I keep the ultrasound picture in my bag. I carry it with me everywhere. 3 days pass. I do not call Marcus. I do not text him. I need to practice what I am going to say. Every morning, I stand in front of my bathroom mirror. I say the words out loud. Marcus, I am pregnant. No, that sounds too direct. Marcus, I have something important to tell you. That sounds too scary. Marcus, we are going to have a baby. But it is not one baby. It is 3 babies. I practice for 3 days. I still do not know the right words. On Saturday afternoon, I decide I cannot wait anymore. I need to tell him. I take the subway to the Upper East Side. I walk to Marcus's building. My hands are shaking. I press the button for his apartment. Hello? Marcus's voice comes through the speaker. It is Aria. Can I come up? Oh, yes. Come up. The door buzzes, and I walk inside. I take the elevator to the 5th floor. Marcus is waiting at his door. He is wearing jeans and a sweater. Casual clothes. He looks relaxed. Hey, he says, I was not expecting you today. I know. I am sorry. I need to talk to you about something important. Marcus's smile fades. Okay, come in. I walk into his apartment. I sit on his leather couch, the same couch where we sat together many times. Marcus sits in a chair across from me. He does not sit next to me. What is going on? Marcus asks. I take a deep breath. I am pregnant. Marcus stares at me. He does not say anything. 10 seconds pass, 20 seconds, 30 seconds. He just stares. Marcus, I say, did you hear me? Are you sure? He finally asks. Yes, I took 4 tests. I went to a doctor. I am sure. Marcus stands up. He walks to his window. He looks outside at the street below. How far along are you? He asks. 8 weeks. More silence. Marcus keeps looking out the window. He does not look at me. There is something else, I say. My voice is shaking. I am carrying triplets. 3 babies. Marcus turns around fast. 3? Yes. The doctor showed me the ultrasound. 3 babies. Marcus puts his hand on his forehead. 3 babies! Jesus, Aria! I know this is a lot, I say. I am scared too. But we can figure this out together, right? Marcus walks away from the window. He sits back down in the chair. He leans forward and puts his face in his hands. I need time to think about this, he says. What does that mean? It means I need time, Aria. This is a lot of information. I need to process it. Okay, I say quietly. How much time do you need? I don't know. A few days, maybe a week. I stand up. I feel tears in my eyes, but I do not let them fall. Okay, take your time. I walk to the door. Marcus does not follow me. He stays in his chair with his face in his hands. Marcus, I say from the doorway. He looks up at me. We will be okay, right? He does not answer. I leave his apartment. 1 week passes. Marcus does not call. I call him 5 times. He does not answer. I send him text messages. Marcus, please call me. We need to talk. He responds 3 hours later. Busy with work. I text him again the next day. Can we meet for coffee? He responds after 6 hours. I will call you soon. But he does not call. I cannot eat. I cannot sleep. I go to work at the diner, but I can barely focus. I drop plates. I forget orders. Tom yells at me twice. What is wrong with you, Aria? Tom asks. Nothing. I am sorry. Another week passes. Still, no call from Marcus. I am going crazy. I need answers. I need to know what he is thinking. I need to know what we are going to do. On a Wednesday afternoon, I finish my shift at the diner. Instead of going home, I take the subway to Madison Avenue. I walk to Patterson Publishing House. The building is tall and made of glass. I have never been inside. I walk through the front doors. There is a woman sitting at a desk in the lobby. Can I help you? She asks. I am here to see Marcus Hendricks. Do you have an appointment? No, but it is important. My name is Aria Williams. The woman picks up her phone. She calls someone. There is an Aria Williams here to see Marcus Hendricks. No appointment. She pauses. Okay. She hangs up. He will be down in a minute, she says. I stand in the lobby. I wait. 5 minutes pass. Then Marcus comes out of the elevator. He looks annoyed. He is wearing a suit. He walks over to me. "Arya, what are you doing here?" he asks quietly. "You would not answer my calls. I need to talk to you." Marcus looks around the lobby. "Not here. Come upstairs." I follow Marcus into the elevator. We ride up to the 10th floor in silence. The elevator doors open and we walk down a hallway. Marcus opens a door to an office. The office is big. There are tall windows and shelves filled with books. Marcus has a large wooden desk. Everything looks expensive. Marcus closes the door. "You cannot just show up at my office, Arya. You would not talk to me. What was I supposed to do?" Marcus sits behind his desk. I sit in a chair across from him. I put my bag on the floor. Inside my bag is my manuscript. The complete manuscript. 312 pages. "Marcus, what are we going to do?" I ask. "About the babies." Marcus opens a drawer in his desk. He pulls out papers and starts looking through them. He is not looking at me. "Marcus, please look at me." He looks up. His eyes are cold. I have never seen him look at me this way. I reach into my bag. I pull out my manuscript. I put it on his desk. "I brought my manuscript. You said you would read it. You said you would help me get published. We can still do this. We can still build a future together." Marcus picks up the manuscript. He flips through the pages quickly. He is not really reading. He just turns pages. After 2 minutes, he closes it. He pushes it back toward me. "Your writing is amateur," Marcus says. I feel like someone punched me in the stomach. "What?" "Your writing is amateur, Arya. Your story is boring. Nobody wants to read about another sad childhood. Every year, 1,000 people write memoirs about foster care. Yours is not special. This will never sell." Tears start running down my face. "You said my writing was powerful. You said my story mattered." "I was being polite," Marcus says. "I thought maybe you had potential. But after reading your full manuscript, I realized you do not. You are not a real writer. You are a waitress who writes as a hobby." "But you said—" "I know what I said," Marcus interrupts. "I was wrong." I cannot breathe. Everything I believed is falling apart. "What about the babies?" I whisper. Marcus stands up. He walks to his window, the same way he did at his apartment. He always walks to windows when he does not want to face me. "I cannot be a father," Marcus says. "I do not want this. I do not want 3 children. I do not want to be tied to you for the rest of my life." "Tied to me?" I say. "Is that how you see it?" Marcus turns around. "Yes, that is exactly how I see it. This was supposed to be casual, Arya. I was helping you with your writing. We had some nice dinners. That was it. I never promised you anything more." "You said you believed in me," I say. I am crying harder now. "You said you believed in my story." "I lied," Marcus says flatly. "I wanted to sleep with you. I told you what you wanted to hear. That is what men do." I stand up. My legs feel weak. I grab my manuscript off his desk. "You need to handle this yourself," Marcus says. "The pregnancy, the babies, whatever you decide to do, that is your choice. But leave me out of it." "These are your children," I say. "No," Marcus says. He walks to his office door and opens it. "They are not. Now you need to leave." I walk toward the door. I stop in front of him. "Did you ever care about me at all?" I ask. Marcus looks at me with empty eyes. "No." "You are a liar," I say, "and you are a coward." "Goodbye, Arya," Marcus says. I walk out of his office. I walk down the hallway. I take the elevator down to the lobby. I walk outside onto Madison Avenue. People are walking past me in every direction. Cars are honking. The city is loud and crowded. I stand on the sidewalk holding my manuscript. 312 pages. My entire story. Marcus said it was worthless. He said nobody would ever want to read it. I am 3 months pregnant with triplets. I have no money. I have no family. The man I thought loved me just told me he never cared at all. I start walking. I do not know where I am going. I just walk. I walk for blocks and blocks. My feet hurt, but I keep walking. Finally, I sit down on a bench. I look at my manuscript. I should throw it away. Marcus is right. Nobody wants to read my story. I am nobody. But then I think about my 3 babies. They are inside me right now. They are depending on me. I cannot give up. Not for me. For them. I stand up from the bench. I hold my manuscript tight against my chest. I walk to the subway station. I ride the train back to Brooklyn, back to my tiny room. When I get home, I sit on my bed. I open my laptop. I look at my bank account. I have $843 saved. That will not be enough. Not for 3 babies. I need a plan. I need to figure out how to survive. The next morning, I call my landlord. His name is Mr. Kowalski. He owns the building. Mr. Kowalski, I need to ask you something. Do you know of any cheaper apartments anywhere in New York? How cheap? He asks. Cheaper than what I pay now. Mr. Kowalski is quiet for a moment. I have a place in the Bronx. Small. The building is not great, but the rent is $400 a month. I pay $650 now for my room in Brooklyn. I will take it, I say. You do not want to see it first? No, I will take it. 3 days later, I move to the Bronx. I do not have much to pack. My clothes fit in 2 bags. My laptop goes in my backpack. My manuscript stays in the red folder. Mr. Kowalski drives me to the new building in his truck. The building is old. The paint is peeling. There is trash on the sidewalk outside. We walk inside. The elevator has a sign that says, "Out of order." How long has the elevator been broken? I ask. 2 years, Mr. Kowalski says. Maybe 3. We walk up 4 flights of stairs. Mr. Kowalski unlocks the door to apartment 4C. The apartment is tiny, smaller than my room in Brooklyn. There is 1 room with a bed, a table, and a small kitchen area. There is a bathroom with a toilet, sink, and shower. The shower curtain has mold on it. 1 window faces a brick wall. The last tenant left it dirty, Mr. Kowalski says. But you can clean it. I look around. The walls are dirty. The floor is stained. But it is cheap. I need cheap. Okay, I say. I will take it. Mr. Kowalski hands me the keys. First month and security deposit, $800. I give him almost all my savings. I have $43 left. After Mr. Kowalski leaves, I sit on the bed. The mattress is old and lumpy. I put my face in my hands. This is my life now. But I cannot feel sorry for myself. I have 3 babies coming. I need to work. The next day, I find a second job. A diner in Queens needs an evening waitress. The manager's name is Frank. He is an older man with gray hair. Can you work 6 nights a week? Frank asks. Yes, I say. The shift is 6 in the evening until 2 in the morning. Can you do that? Yes. You start tomorrow. Now I work 2 jobs. I work at Miller's Diner from 6 in the morning until 3 in the afternoon. Then I take the subway to Queens. I work at Frank's Diner from 6 in the evening until 2 in the morning. Then I take the subway home to the Bronx. I get home at 3:30 in the morning. I sleep for 2 hours. Then I wake up and do it again. I work 12 hours every day, sometimes more. My feet are so swollen I can barely fit them in my shoes. My back hurts all the time. I am exhausted every single moment. The pregnancy makes everything harder. I have morning sickness, but it is not just in the morning. It is all day. I throw up between shifts. I throw up in the bathroom at the diner. I try to be quiet so customers do not hear. I hide my pregnancy from my managers. If they know I am pregnant, they might fire me. I need both jobs. I wear loose shirts to hide my belly. At 4 months pregnant, my belly is still small. I can hide it. At 5 months, it is bigger. I wear even looser shirts. At 5 months and 2 weeks, Tom notices. It is a busy lunch shift at Miller's Diner. I am carrying 3 plates to a table. I turn too fast and bump into Tom. "Watch it, Aria," Tom says. Then he looks at me. He looks at my stomach. "Are you pregnant?" "No," I lie. "Yes, you are. I can see it." I do not say anything. "How far along are you?" Tom asks. 5 months. Tom shakes his head. "You should have told me. You are moving too slow. Customers have been complaining. I cannot have a pregnant waitress working here." "Please, Tom, I need this job." "I am sorry, Aria. I have to let you go. Finish your shift today. That is it." "Tom, please, I have 3 babies coming. I need this job." "3?" Tom looks shocked. "You are having triplets?" "Yes." "I am sorry, but I cannot keep you. You are too slow. It is bad for business." I finish my shift. I do not cry in front of the customers. I smile and take orders and bring food. When my shift ends at 3 in the afternoon, I clean out my locker in the back room. I take my extra shirt and my apron. I walk out of Miller's Diner for the last time. I sit on the subway train going to Queens. I have 3 hours before my evening shift. I start crying. I cannot stop. People on the train look at me, but nobody says anything. I only have 1 job now. 1 job is not enough to pay rent and buy food. I do not know what to do. When I get to the Bronx that night after my shift, it is 3:30 in the morning. I cannot sleep. I lie in bed and do math in my head. Rent is $400. Food is about $200 a month. The subway costs $127 a month. That is $727. I make about $900 a month at Frank's Diner. That leaves me with $173. That is not enough. I need money for doctor appointments, for vitamins, for baby supplies. The next morning, I take the subway to a social services office in the Bronx. The building is gray and old. I walk inside. There are people sitting in rows of plastic chairs. Some people have children with them. Everyone looks tired. I walk to a window. A woman sits behind the glass. "I need to apply for assistance," I say. The woman hands me a clipboard with papers. "Fill these out. Wait for your name to be called." I sit in a plastic chair. I fill out the papers. They ask about my income, about my living situation, about my family. I write none in the family section. I wait for 2 hours. Finally, a woman calls my name. "Aria Williams?" I stand up. The woman is in her 40s. She has dark hair and kind eyes. She's wearing a name tag that says, "Diana Martinez, Social Worker." "Come with me," Diana says. I follow her to a small office. There is a desk and 2 chairs. Diana sits behind the desk. I sit across from her. Diana looks at my paperwork. She reads silently for a few minutes. "You are pregnant with triplets?" Diana asks. "Yes." "And you have no family? No support?" "No." "What about the father?" I look down at my hands. He does not want to be involved. Diana nods slowly. "Okay, tell me about your situation. Where do you live? Do you work?" I tell Diana everything. I tell her about my apartment in the Bronx, about losing my job at Miller's Diner, about my 1 job at Frank's Diner, about having no money for food sometimes, about being scared every single day. Diana listens without interrupting. When I finish, she writes notes on a form. "Okay, Aria, we are going to help you. I am going to set you up with food stamps. That will help with groceries. I am also going to apply for emergency housing assistance. That can help with your rent. Thank you, I whisper. Do you have a doctor? Are you getting prenatal care? I went to a clinic once when I found out I was pregnant, but I have not been back. I cannot afford it. Diana writes something down. There is a free clinic on Fordham Road. They help pregnant women who cannot pay. I will give you the address. Diana pulls out a business card. She writes her cell phone number on the back. This is my personal number, Diana says. If you need anything, call me. Okay? I take the card. Why are you being so nice to me? Diana smiles. Because everyone deserves help, Aria, and you are trying. I can see that. You are working hard for your babies. I want to help you succeed. I start crying. Diana hands me a tissue box. Thank you, I say. Call me if you need anything, Diana says. I mean it. I call Diana 2 weeks later. I ran out of food. Diana brings me groceries that same day. She carries the bags up 4 flights of stairs to my apartment. Diana looks around my apartment. She does not say anything about how small it is. She just helps me put the groceries away. How are you feeling? Diana asks. Tired. My back hurts all the time. Are you still working at the diner? Yes, 6 nights a week. You need to be careful, Aria. Carrying triplets is high risk. You cannot work too much. I do not have a choice. I need money. Diana nods. I know, but promise me you will rest when you can. Diana starts visiting me every week. She brings food. Sometimes she brings cleaning supplies. She helps me clean my apartment. We become friends. She is the only friend I have. At 7 months pregnant, I go to the free clinic on Fordham Road. A doctor examines me. She looks worried. Your blood pressure is too high, the doctor says, and the babies are measuring small. You need to stop working immediately. You need bed rest. I cannot stop working. I need money. If you do not stop working, you could lose these babies. You could have a stroke. You need to rest. Starting today. I call Frank that night. I tell him I cannot work anymore. He is not happy. You are leaving me with no notice? Frank says. I am sorry. The doctor says I have to stop. It is high risk. Frank hangs up on me. I have no job now, no income. I lie in my bed in my tiny apartment. I stare at the ceiling. I put my hands on my belly. I feel the babies move inside me. I do not know how we are going to survive, I whisper to them, but I promise I will figure it out. Diana visits me 3 times a week now. She brings food, she sits with me, she talks to me so I do not feel so alone. One night, Diana sits on the chair next to my bed. You are going to get through this, Aria, Diana says. How do you know? Because you are strong. Stronger than you think. I want to believe her. But lying in this bed, unable to work, with 3 babies coming and no money, I feel anything but strong. At 3 o'clock in the morning, I wake up with pain. Sharp pain in my stomach. I try to breathe through it. The pain goes away. Maybe it was nothing. 10 minutes later, the pain comes back. Stronger this time. I look at the clock. 3:14 in the morning. I count. 10 minutes between the pains. These are contractions. The babies are coming. I reach for my phone. I call Diana. She answers after 3 rings. Her voice is sleepy. Aria, what is wrong? I think I am in labor. The babies are coming. I will be there in 20 minutes. Do not move. Diana lives in the Bronx, too. She arrives at my apartment at 3:32 in the morning. She helps me stand up. She grabs the bag I packed 2 weeks ago. We walk slowly down 4 flights of stairs. Every few steps, I have to stop because of the pain. Diana's car is parked outside. She helps me into the passenger seat. She drives fast through empty streets. There are no other cars. The city is quiet. How far apart are the contractions? Diana asks. 8 minutes now. We will make it. Lincoln Hospital is 10 minutes away. Another contraction comes. I grab the door handle and squeeze. I try not to scream. Breathe, Aria, just breathe. We arrive at Lincoln Hospital at 4:07 in the morning. Diana parks in front of the emergency entrance. She runs inside and comes back with a wheelchair. A nurse is with her. The nurse helps me into the wheelchair. She pushes me inside. Diana walks next to me, holding my hand. They take me to a room on the 3rd floor. The room has a bed and machines everywhere. 2 nurses help me onto the bed. They put monitors on my belly. I can hear 3 heartbeats on the machine. Fast heartbeats. My babies. A doctor comes in. Her name is Dr. Patel. She examines me. You are 4 centimeters dilated, Dr. Patel says. You have a long way to go. This will take a while. How long? I ask. With triplets, it is hard to say. Maybe 10 hours? Maybe more. 10 hours. I start crying. Diana squeezes my hand. I am not leaving. I will be right here the whole time. The contractions get worse. Every 5 minutes, then every 3 minutes. The pain is terrible. I have never felt pain like this. Hours pass. 6 hours, 8 hours, 10 hours. I am so tired. I want to give up. I cannot do this. I tell Diana, it hurts too much. Yes, you can. You are the strongest person I know. Your babies need you. Keep going. At 12 hours, Dr. Patel examines me again. You are almost ready. 9 centimeters. 2 more hours pass. The pain is constant now. I am screaming. I cannot help it. Finally, Dr. Patel says, it is time. We are going to have these babies now. More nurses come into the room. They move fast. They prepare everything. When I tell you to push, you push as hard as you can, Dr. Patel says. Okay, I say. I am so scared. Push now. I push. I scream. Diana holds my hand so tight. Again, push. I push again. My whole body feels like it is breaking. I can see the first baby. One more push. I push with everything I have left. The baby is here. I hear crying. A small cry. A nurse holds up a tiny baby. A boy. It is a boy, the nurse says. 5 pounds 2 ounces. They take him to a table in the corner. I try to see him, but I cannot. Another contraction comes. The second baby is coming. Push, Aria. I push again. My body is shaking. I am crying. Here comes baby number 2. More crying. Another small cry. Another boy, the nurse says. 4 pounds 9 ounces. They take him to the table with his brother. One more, Aria. You can do this. One more baby. I do not think I can, but I have to. One more baby. Push. I push. I scream so loud. The baby is here. It is a girl. A girl. I have 2 boys and a girl. I hear her cry. It is the most beautiful sound I have ever heard. 5 pounds exactly, the nurse says. I lie back on the bed. I am exhausted. I can barely move. I want to see them, I say. Please, let me see them. Dr. Patel looks worried. The babies are premature. They need to go to the NICU right away. We need to monitor them. Are they okay? I ask. I start crying harder. They are breathing on their own. That is very good. But they need help. We will take good care of them. Nurses wheel 3 small beds out of the room. My babies. I only saw them for a few seconds. Diana wipes my face with a cold cloth. They are going to be fine. You did amazing, Aria. I close my eyes. It is 6:23 in the evening. I have been in labor for 14 hours. 2 hours later, a nurse comes to my room. Do you want to see your babies? Yes, please. The nurse brings a wheelchair. Diana helps me into it. The nurse wheels me down the hall to the NICU, the neonatal intensive care unit. We stop in front of a large window. Inside the room, I see rows of small plastic boxes, incubators. Inside 3 of them are my babies. You cannot go inside yet, the nurse says, but you can see them through the window. I look at my 3 children. They are so tiny. They have tubes in their noses, wires attached to their chests, machines beeping next to them. The nurse points to each one. That is baby boy A, that is baby boy B, that is baby girl. They have names, I say. James, Daniel, Sophia. The nurse smiles. Those are beautiful names. I stare at them through the glass. James is moving his tiny hands. Daniel is sleeping. Sophia's eyes are open. Why do they have so many wires? I ask. The wires monitor their heart rates and breathing. The tubes give them oxygen. They were born 5 weeks early. Their lungs are not fully developed yet. But they are strong. They are doing well. When can I hold them? Maybe in a few days, when they are more stable. I start crying again. I want to hold my babies. I want to touch them. Diana puts her hand on my shoulder. They are beautiful, Aria. Look at what you did. You brought 3 perfect babies into this world. The babies stay in the NICU. I stay in the hospital for 3 days. Every 2 hours I go to the window and look at them. I cannot hold them yet, but I can see them. On the 3rd day, the hospital discharges me. I have to go home, but my babies have to stay. How long will they be here? I ask Dr. Patel. Maybe 1 week? Maybe 2. We have to wait until they can breathe without help. Until they can maintain their body temperature. Diana drives me back to my apartment. We walk up the 4 flights of stairs. When I open the door, I see something new. 3 cribs. Small white cribs are set up in my tiny apartment. Where did these come from? I ask. A church donated them, Diana says. I told them about your situation. They wanted to help. I walk to the cribs. They are clean and sturdy. Each one has a small mattress and a white sheet. Thank you, I say to Diana, for everything. I could not do this without you. You do not have to thank me. You are my friend. Every day, I take 3 buses to get to Lincoln Hospital. I do not have money for taxis. The bus ride takes 1 hour and 20 minutes. I go twice a day, morning and evening. I stand at the NICU window. I look at James, Daniel, and Sophia. I talk to them through the glass. Hi, babies. It is Mommy. I love you so much. You are so strong. Keep fighting. Soon you will come home. On the 5th day, a nurse lets me go inside the NICU. I have to wear a gown and gloves. I have to wash my hands for 2 minutes. You can touch them now, the nurse says, but be very gentle. I walk to James's incubator. I put my hand through a hole in the side. I touch his tiny hand. His fingers wrap around my finger. He is so small, so perfect. I do the same with Daniel. Then, with Sophia. I spend 1 hour just touching their hands. On the 12th day, Dr. Patel calls me. Arya, he is so small, so perfect. I do the same with Daniel. Then, with Sophia. I spend 1 hour just touching their hands. On the 12th day, Dr. Patel calls me. Arya, your babies are ready to go home. I cannot believe it. Really? They are okay? Yes, they are breathing well on their own. They are eating well. They are maintaining their body temperature. You can take them home today. Diana drives me to the hospital. The nurses show me how to feed the babies, how to change their diapers, how to burp them. They give me bottles and formula and diapers to take home. At 4 o'clock in the afternoon, Diana and I bring James, Daniel, and Sophia home. We carry them carefully up the 4 flights of stairs. We put them in their cribs. I look at my 3 babies sleeping. I am terrified. I do not know how to be a mother. I do not know how to take care of 3 babies at the same time. That night, I do not sleep at all. James wakes up crying at 8 o'clock. I feed him and change him. I put him back in his crib. Daniel wakes up at 10 o'clock. I feed him and change him. Sophia wakes up at midnight. By the time I finish with Sophia, James is crying again. It is endless. Feed, change, rock them to sleep. Then another baby wakes up. At 4 in the morning, I am sitting on the floor crying. Me help. Diana picks up Daniel. I pick up James. We feed them at the same time. Then we change Sophia together. I cannot do this alone, I tell Diana. You do not have to. I am going to stay here 4 nights a week. I will take the night shift. You work, and then you sleep. We will take turns. I cannot ask you to do that. You are not asking. I am offering. For the next month, Diana sleeps at my apartment 4 nights a week. She watches the babies from 6 in the evening until 6 in the morning. I find a night shift at a diner near my apartment. I work from 7 at night until 3 in the morning. When I come home, Diana goes home to sleep. I take over with the babies. It is exhausting, but we make it work. During the day, while the babies nap, I do something I did not expect. I open my laptop. I look at my manuscript. The one Marcus said was worthless. I open a new page. I start writing a new chapter. Chapter 12. I title it, The Man Who Abandoned Me. I type, his name is Marcus Hendricks. He works at Patterson Publishing House in New York City. He told me he loved me. He told me my story mattered. Then he told me I was nothing. He abandoned me and his 3 children. Writing his name feels powerful. He tried to erase me. He tried to make me disappear. But I exist. My babies exist. And now everyone will know the truth. I write chapter 12 over 6 nights. Every word is true. Every sentence is about Marcus. I write about meeting him at the publishing event. I write about the coffee meetings. I write about falling in love with him. I write about telling him I was pregnant. I write about him rejecting me in his office. I use his full name in every paragraph. Marcus Hendricks, Senior Editor at Patterson Publishing House. I want everyone who reads this book to know exactly who he is. When I finish chapter 12, I feel different, stronger. I am not just a victim anymore. I am telling my story. The babies are growing. James is 8 months old now. Daniel is 8 months old. Sophia is 8 months old. They are getting bigger every day. James is curious about everything. He crawls to every corner of the apartment. He touches everything. He wants to explore. Daniel is gentle. He smiles a lot. He sleeps more than his brother and sister. When he cries, it is soft, not loud. Sophia is loud. When she wants something, everyone knows. She cries louder than her brothers. She demands attention, but she also laughs the loudest. Her laugh makes me smile even when I am exhausted. I love them more than I ever thought possible. Every night when I look at them sleeping in their cribs, I feel grateful. They are healthy. They are here. They are mine. During the day, while all 3 babies nap at the same time, I work on my manuscript. I have about 2 hours if I am lucky, sometimes only 1 hour if someone wakes up early. I rewrite sections. I fix grammar mistakes. I add details. I make the story clearer. It takes me 6 months. 6 months of writing during nap times. 6 months of working on 2 hours of sleep. 6 months of refusing to give up. Finally, I finish. The complete manuscript is 347 pages. I read through it 10 times. I fix every mistake I can find. I create a title page. I type, From Nothing to Everything, a memoir by Aria Williams. Now I need to send it to publishers. I research publishing houses online at the library. I make a list of 43 publishers that accept memoirs. I need to print 43 copies of my manuscript. Each copy costs $32 to print at the print shop. That is $1,376 total. I do not have that money. I have been saving every extra dollar I make. I have $400 saved. I need $976 more dollars. I take extra shifts at the diner. Diana watches the babies. I work every night I can for 2 months. Finally, I have enough money. I go to the print shop with my manuscript on a flash drive. The man behind the counter helps me print 43 copies. Each manuscript is bound with a black cover. I carry all 43 manuscripts home in boxes. They are heavy. Diana helps me carry them up the stairs. That night, Diana watches the babies while I prepare the packages. I print mailing labels for all 43 publishers. I write a query letter that I include with each manuscript. The letter says, "Dear Editor, I am writing to submit my memoir, From Nothing to Everything." This book tells the story of growing up in foster care, moving to New York City with nothing, and surviving abandonment while raising triplets alone. This story will connect with millions of single mothers and women who have been told they are not enough. Thank you for your consideration. Sincerely, Aria Williams. The next day, I take all 43 packages to the post office. Shipping costs another $200. I use the last of my savings. The postal worker looks at all my packages. "You are mailing a lot today." "Yes, it is my book. I am sending it to publishers." "Good luck," she says. "Thank you. I need it." Now, I wait. Publishers say it can take 3 to 6 months to respond. Maybe longer. 1 month passes. I receive my first rejection letter. It comes in a small envelope. I open it with shaking hands. "Dear Miss Williams, thank you for your submission. Unfortunately, your manuscript is not right for our list at this time. We wish you the best of luck in your publishing journey." I feel disappointed, but I expected rejections. Every writer gets rejected. 2 months pass. I receive 20 more rejection letters. All of them say similar things. "Not right for our list. We are not accepting memoirs at this time. Your story does not fit our publishing goals." Each rejection hurts, but I do not give up. 3 months pass. 22 more rejections arrive in the mail. That is 42 rejections total. I have 1 publisher left. I have not heard from Redwood Press in Boston. Maybe they lost my manuscript. Maybe they threw it away without reading it. I am feeding Sophia in my kitchen when my phone rings. It is a Tuesday morning. The caller ID shows a Boston area code. I do not know anyone in Boston. I answer, "Hello? Hello? Is this Aria Williams?" A woman's voice. "Yes, this is Aria. My name is Sarah Chen. I am an editor at Redwood Press in Boston. I am calling about your manuscript, From Nothing to Everything." My heart starts beating fast. "Yes? I read your manuscript last night. I started reading at 8 o'clock and I could not stop. I finished at 2 in the morning. Aria, your story is powerful. Your voice is honest and raw. Chapter 12 is fearless. I have never read anything like it. I cannot speak. I just listen. I want to publish your book," Sarah says. "What?" I whisper. "Redwood Press wants to publish your book. I need to be honest with you. We are a small independent publisher. We cannot offer you a large advance like the big publishers. We can offer you $5,000 and 15% royalties on all sales. But I promise we will treat your book with respect. We will publish it exactly as you wrote it. We will not change your words." $5,000. That is more money than I have ever had in my life. "Yes," I say. "Yes, I want to publish with you." "Wonderful. I will send you a contract this week. Read it carefully, sign it, and send it back. Then we will begin the editing process." "Thank you," I say. Tears are running down my face. "Thank you so much." "No, Aria. Thank you for writing this. The world needs to hear your voice." When I hang up, I start crying harder. Sophia looks up at me from my lap. She touches my face with her small hand. "We did it, baby," I tell her. "Someone wants to publish Mommy's book." I call Diana immediately. She screams with joy. "I knew it! I knew someone would see how special your story is." The contract arrives 4 days later. I read every word carefully. I sign it. I mail it back to Boston. 2 weeks later, Sarah calls me again. "I received your signed contract. Now I need you to come to Boston. I want to meet you in person. Can you come next week?" I have 3 babies. I cannot leave them. "Can someone watch them for 1 day?" I ask Diana. She says yes, without hesitation. The next Tuesday, I take a train from New York to Boston. The train ride is 4 hours. I have never been to Boston before. Sarah's office is in a small building in downtown Boston. Nothing like Patterson Publishing House. This building is old and made of red brick. There is no fancy lobby. I walk up to the second floor. Redwood Press has 3 small offices and 1 main room with desks. Sarah comes out to greet me. She is in her 30s with short black hair and glasses. She wears jeans and a sweater. She smiles big when she sees me. "Arya, it is so good to finally meet you in person." Sarah shakes my hand firmly. Her handshake is warm and strong. We sit in her small office. There are books everywhere, stacked on her desk, on shelves, on the floor. "Tell me about your life now," Sarah says. "How are your triplets?" I tell her about James, Daniel, and Sophia, about working at the diner at night, about Diana helping me, about living in a tiny apartment in the Bronx. Sarah listens to everything. She takes notes. "Your life is your book," Sarah says. "Everything you have survived makes your story real. Readers will connect with that." "Do you really think people will want to read my story?" I ask. "Yes, absolutely yes. There are millions of single mothers in America, millions of women who have been abandoned, millions of women who have been told they are not good enough. Your story will give them hope. Your story will give them strength." I start crying. Again, I cry a lot these days. "Marcus told me nobody would want to read my story," I say. Sarah's face gets serious. "Marcus was wrong, and when this book is published, everyone will know he was wrong. Your voice matters, Arya. Never let anyone tell you it does not." We spend 3 hours together. Sarah explains the publishing process, the editing, the cover design, the release date. "We are planning to release your book in September, about 8 months from now. That gives us time to edit and design and print. 8 months. In 8 months, my book will be real. People will be able to buy it. People will be able to read my story." I take the train back to New York that evening. When I get home, Diana is sitting on the floor playing with the babies. All 3 of them laugh when they see me. I pick up Sophia and hold her tight. Then James. Then Daniel. "Guess what?" I tell them. "Mommy wrote a book, and soon the whole world is going to read it." The next 8 months pass quickly. Sarah sends me edits every few weeks. I work on them during nap times. I fix sentences. I add details where Sarah suggests. I make the story stronger. Sarah also sends me cover designs. The first design has a photo of a woman walking alone. I do not like it. "Can the cover be simpler?" I ask Sarah on the phone. "What do you want?" "Just the title, and maybe a simple image. Nothing too complicated." Sarah sends me a new design 1 week later. The cover is white with black text. The title, "From Nothing to Everything," is written in large letters. Below it says, "A Memoir by Arya Williams." At the bottom is a small image of 3 birds flying. "I love it," I tell Sarah. "It is perfect." My book is published on a Tuesday in September. Sarah sends me 10 copies. They arrive in a box at my apartment. Diana is with me when I open the box. I pull out the first copy. I hold my book in my hands. It is real. The cover is exactly like the design Sarah showed me. I open it and see my words printed on real pages. "You did it, Aria," Diana says. She is crying. "You actually did it." I turn to chapter 12. I read the first paragraph out loud. His name is Marcus Hendricks. He works as a senior editor at Patterson Publishing House in New York City. When I told him I was pregnant with his children, he told me to handle it myself. When I brought him my completed manuscript, he told me my writing was amateur. He told me my story was boring. He told me nobody would ever want to read it. I closed the book. Now, everyone can read the truth. The next day, I take the subway to a bookstore in Brooklyn, the same bookstore where I used to look at books when I had no money to buy them. I walk inside. I look at the memoir section. My book is not there. I walk to the information desk. A young woman is working. "Excuse me, do you have the book From Nothing to Everything by Aria Williams?" The woman types on her computer. "We do not have it in stock. I can order it for you." "No, thank you. I wrote it. I just wanted to see if you had it." The woman looks up at me. "You wrote a book?" "Yes." "That is amazing! Congratulations!" I leave the bookstore. My book is published, but nobody knows about it yet. That is okay. These things take time. Sarah told me that. 3 weeks after publication, Sarah calls me. "Aria, something exciting is happening. A podcast host in Chicago read your book. Her name is Rebecca Torres. She runs a podcast called Voices Unheard. She wants to interview you." "What is a podcast?" "It is like a radio show, but people listen to it on their phones or computers. Rebecca's podcast is very popular. She has about 500,000 listeners." 500,000 people. That is more people than I can imagine. "What do I have to do?" I ask. "You have to go to Chicago. Rebecca will interview you in her studio. The interview will be about 1 hour. Is that okay?" "I have never done an interview before. What if I say something wrong?" "Just be yourself, Aria. Tell your story the same way you wrote it. That is all you need to do." I ask Diana to watch the babies for 2 days. She says yes. I take a train from New York to Chicago. The train ride is 19 hours. I cannot afford a plane ticket. Rebecca's studio is in a building downtown. I walk inside and take the elevator to the 4th floor. Rebecca is waiting for me. She is a woman in her 40s with curly brown hair. She hugs me when we meet. "Aria, thank you so much for coming. I read your book in 1 day. I cried 3 times. Your story is incredible. Thank you for inviting me." Rebecca takes me into the recording studio. There are 2 chairs and 2 microphones. We sit down. Rebecca puts on headphones. She gives me headphones too. "Just relax," Rebecca says. "We are going to have a conversation. Forget about the microphones. Forget about the listeners. Just talk to me." Rebecca presses a button. A red light turns on. "Hello, everyone. This is Rebecca Torres, and you are listening to Voices Unheard. Today I have a very special guest. Her name is Aria Williams, and she just published a memoir called From Nothing to Everything. Aria, welcome to the show." "Thank you for having me. Tell our listeners about your book. What is it about?" I take a breath. "It is about my life. I grew up in foster care. I never knew my parents. I moved between 7 different homes. When I turned 18, I had nothing. I moved to New York City because I wanted to be a writer. I worked as a waitress. I wrote at night. Then I met a man who worked in publishing. He promised to help me. I fell in love with him. I got pregnant. He abandoned me." "Not just one baby though, right?" Rebecca asks. "No, triplets, 3 babies." "And you raised them alone?" "Yes. I had no family, no money. But I had a friend. Her name is Diana. She helped me survive. I kept writing my book. I finished it. I sent it to 43 publishers. 42 said no. 1 said yes. Rebecca leans forward. In your book, you name the man who abandoned you. You use his full name. Why did you do that? Because he tried to erase me. He told me my story did not matter. He told me nobody would want to read it. He was wrong. I exist. My children exist. The truth exists. I wanted everyone to know what he did. His name is Marcus Hendricks. He works at Patterson Publishing House. Do you have any regrets about naming him? No, not at all. We talk for 90 minutes. Rebecca asks me about foster care, about working 2 jobs while pregnant, about giving birth to triplets, about writing during nap times, about refusing to give up. When the interview ends, Rebecca hugs me again. This episode is going to change your life, Aria. I can feel it. I hope people listen, I say. They will. Trust me. The podcast episode is released on a Friday morning. I am at home with the babies when Sarah calls me. Aria, have you checked your phone? No. Why? The podcast went live 2 hours ago. It already has 100,000 downloads. People are sharing it everywhere. I open my social media account. I rarely use it. I have 73 followers. But now I have hundreds of notifications. People are tagging me, sharing the podcast, writing comments. I just listened to your interview. Your story made me cry. Thank you for being brave. I am a single mother too. Your book is giving me strength. Marcus Hendricks is a coward. You are a hero. I keep reading. There are hundreds of comments. Thousands. Over the next week, the podcast episode is downloaded 500,000 times, then 1 million times. Women across America share it with their friends. Book clubs start talking about it. People start buying my book. Sarah calls me every day with updates. Major bookstores are ordering copies. We need to do another printing. We printed 5,000 copies originally. We need to print 20,000 more. 20,000? I cannot believe it. Yes, and that might not be enough. 1 month after the podcast, Sarah calls me with bigger news. Aria, your book is number 7 on the New York Times bestseller list. I am feeding Daniel when she tells me this. I almost dropped my phone. What? Are you serious? Completely serious. Your book is a bestseller. Congratulations. I start crying. Daniel looks up at me confused. I kiss his forehead. Mommy's book is a bestseller, baby. The next day, a bookstore in Brooklyn calls me. The same bookstore where they did not have my book 3 months ago. Miss Williams, this is Janet from Park Slope Books. We would love to host a book signing for you. Would you be interested? Yes, I would love that. How about next Saturday at 2 o'clock in the afternoon? Okay. I tell Diana about the book signing. She offers to come with me and watch the babies. On Saturday, Diana and I take the subway to the bookstore. I am nervous. I do not know if anyone will come. When we walk inside, I see a line of people. The line goes from the front of the store all the way to the back. There are at least 200 people waiting. Janet walks over to me. Are you Aria Williams? Yes. All these people are here for you. I cannot believe it. 200 people came to meet me. I sit at a table near the front of the store. One by one, people come to the table. I sign their books. I talk to them. A woman in her 50s is crying when she reaches the table. Your story is my story, she says. My husband left me when I was pregnant. I raised my daughter alone. Nobody helped me. Reading your book made me feel less alone. Thank you. I stand up and hug her. Another woman brings her teenage daughter. I want my daughter to read your book, the woman says. I want her to know that women can survive anything. A young man waits in line for an hour. When he reaches my table, he says, My mom raised me alone. She worked 3 jobs. Your book reminded me of her. Thank you for telling this story. The book signing lasts 4 hours. My hand hurts from signing so many books. But I do not care. These people came for me. They believe in my story. Sarah calls me 2 weeks later. Aria, your book just hit #1 on the bestseller list. You sold 10 million copies. 10 million copies. 10 million people read my story. The story Marcus said nobody wanted to read. You need to quit your job at the diner, Sarah says. Bookstores want you for signings. Conferences want you to speak. You cannot do both. She is right. I called the diner that night. I quit my job. For the first time since I was 18 years old, I am not a waitress. I look at James, Daniel, and Sophia sleeping in their cribs. They are 1 year old now. They are healthy. They are happy. We have enough money for food, for rent, for everything we need. I open my laptop. I go to Patterson Publishing House's website. I look at their events page. They are hosting their annual book launch at the Roosevelt Hotel in Manhattan. The event is in 2 months. They are celebrating their top authors of the year. Then I see something interesting. An invitation. They are looking for a keynote speaker. I smile slowly. I know exactly what I need to do. I send an email to Patterson Publishing House. I write to their event coordinator. Dear Sir or Madam, my name is Aria Williams. I am the author of From Nothing to Everything. My book has sold 10 million copies and is currently #1 on the New York Times bestseller list. I understand you are looking for a keynote speaker for your annual book launch event. I would be honored to speak at your event. Please let me know if you are interested. Sincerely, Aria Williams. I receive a response the next day. Dear Miss Williams, we would be thrilled to have you as our keynote speaker. Your book outsold every title we published this year. Having you speak at our event would be an honor. The event is at the Roosevelt Hotel in Manhattan on November 15th at 7 o'clock in the evening. Please let us know if you accept. Best regards, Patricia Chen, Event Coordinator, Patterson Publishing House. I write back immediately. I accept. Thank you. 4 years pass between now and the event. I spend those years raising my children and building my career. James, Daniel, and Sophia are 5 years old now. They are healthy and happy. They go to a good school near our apartment. We still live in the Bronx, but we moved to a bigger apartment. 3 bedrooms, 1 for each child. The building has an elevator that works. The windows face the street instead of a brick wall. James asks questions about everything. Mom, why is the sky blue? Mom, where do birds go at night? Mom, how does the subway work? I answer every question as best as I can. Daniel draws pictures every day. He covers our refrigerator with his art. Pictures of our family. Pictures of dinosaurs. Pictures of the moon. Sophia is confident and loud. She speaks her mind. When a boy at school says girls cannot play soccer, Sophia tells him he is wrong. Then she scores 3 goals during recess. My children know their story. I have always been honest with them. They know their father chose not to be in their lives. They know I wrote a book about our family. They do not feel sad about it because they are surrounded by love. Diana is still part of our lives. She comes for dinner every Sunday. The children call her Auntie Diana. She watches them when I travel for book events. I travel a lot now. I speak at conferences. I do book signings. I give talks at universities. Everywhere I go, women thank me for writing my story. But tonight is different. Tonight is the Patterson Publishing House event. Tonight I will see Marcus for the first time in 6 years. I put on a blue dress, simple but elegant. I brush my hair and leave it down. I look at myself in the mirror. I am 32 years old now. I am not the scared girl who walked into Marcus's office 6 years ago. I am strong now. I am successful now. I am a mother now. Deanna comes to my apartment at 5 o'clock to watch the children. Are you nervous? Diana asks. No, I say. I am ready. What are you going to say? The truth. I call a car to take me to the Roosevelt Hotel. I do not take the subway anymore. I can afford cars now. The driver opens the door for me. James, Daniel, and Sophia get in the car with me. Mom, why are we going with you tonight? James asks. Because I want people to see you. I want people to know who you are. We arrive at the Roosevelt Hotel at 6:30 in the evening. The hotel is beautiful. There are tall columns and chandeliers everywhere. People in expensive clothes walk through the lobby. A woman with a clipboard walks over to me. Miss Williams? Yes. I am Patricia Chen. We spoke over email. Thank you so much for coming. Patricia looks at James, Daniel, and Sophia. Are these your children? Yes. This is James, Daniel, and Sophia. They are beautiful. There is a room backstage where they can wait during your speech. No, I say. They are coming on stage with me. Patricia looks confused. Are you sure? That is unusual. I am sure. Patricia leads us backstage. I can hear people talking and laughing in the ballroom. There are 500 guests out there. I peek through the curtain. The room is enormous. Round tables with white tablecloths fill the space. Crystal chandeliers hang from the ceiling. Everyone is dressed in suits and expensive dresses. I scan the room. I am looking for Marcus. Then I see him. He is sitting at a table near the middle of the room. Table 12. He is wearing a dark suit. He is talking to the people at his table. He is laughing. There is a woman sitting next to him. She has blonde hair and wears a black dress. That must be his wife. Jennifer. I feel calm. I thought I would feel angry when I saw him, but I just feel calm. Patricia walks on stage at 7:30. The lights dim. The room gets quiet. Good evening, everyone, Patricia says into the microphone. Thank you for joining us tonight for Patterson Publishing House's annual book launch celebration. We have a very special keynote speaker tonight. Her memoir has sold 10 million copies. She has inspired millions of women across America. Please welcome Aria Williams. The room applauds. I take James's hand. I take Sophia's hand. Daniel holds Sophia's other hand. We walk onto the stage together. The applause gets louder. People are clapping and smiling. They do not know what is about to happen. I look at table 12. Marcus is clapping. Then he looks up at the stage. He sees me. His hands freeze in mid-clap. His face goes pale. He stares at me. Then he looks at the 3 children standing next to me. I see him recognize James, Daniel, and Sophia. I see the moment he realizes they are his children. I walk to the microphone. I am not nervous. I have practiced what I am going to say for 6 years. Thank you for being here tonight, I say. My voice is clear and strong. My name is Aria Williams. This is James, Daniel, and Sophia. They are 5 years old. They are my children. The room applauds again. My book, From Nothing to Everything, is about survival. It is about being told you are worthless and proving that wrong. It is about being told your voice does not matter and speaking anyway. People nod. They are listening carefully. Chapter 12 of my book is very special to me. In that chapter, I write about a man who told me my story did not matter. A man who told me nobody wanted to read my words. A man who abandoned me when I told him I was pregnant. The room is very quiet now. A man who abandoned these 3 beautiful children. I look directly at table 12. Marcus is staring at me. His wife is watching me with interest. His full name is in chapter 12. I used his real name because he tried to erase me. He tried to pretend I never existed. But I exist. My children exist. The truth exists. I pause. Then I say it clearly into the microphone. His name is Marcus Hendricks. He is a senior editor at Patterson Publishing House. He is in this room right now. The room explodes with noise. Everyone starts looking around. Heads turn in every direction. People whisper to each other. Where is he? Who is Marcus Hendricks? I point to table 12. He is sitting right there. Every person in the room turns to look at table 12. Marcus sits frozen in his chair. His face is red. Sweat drips down his forehead. Jennifer looks at Marcus. Her face shows confusion, then understanding, then horror. "Marcus!" Jennifer screams. Her voice carries across the entire ballroom. "Those are your children?" Marcus does not answer. He just sits there. Jennifer stands up. "You told me you did not want kids because of your career, but you already had 3? You abandoned them?" Marcus stands up. He tries to walk away, but people are surrounding the table now. Cameras flash. Everyone has their phones out. They are taking pictures, recording videos. I continue speaking into the microphone. My voice stays calm. Marcus Hendricks rejected my manuscript 6 years ago. He told me nobody cared about my story. 10 million readers proved him wrong. He abandoned his children. James, Daniel, and Sophia have never met their father. But they know their mother never gave up on them. They know their story matters. The room is chaos now. Some people are applauding. Some people are yelling at Marcus. Reporters rush toward table 12. Security guards move through the crowd. Jennifer pushes her way out of the crowd. She is crying. She runs out of the ballroom. Marcus tries to follow her, but reporters block his path. They shout questions at him. "Mr. Hendricks, did you abandon your children? Mr. Hendricks, is this story true? Mr. Hendricks, what do you have to say?" Marcus pushes through the crowd. He does not answer any questions. His face is bright red. He looks like he might cry. He finally makes it to the exit. I finish my speech. Thank you for listening to my story. Thank you for reading my book. And thank you for proving that every voice matters. Every story deserves to be told. The room applauds. People stand up. They are giving me a standing ovation. I take my children's hands. We walk off the stage together. Patricia runs over to me backstage. "Miss Williams, I had no idea. I am so sorry. We did not know Marcus Hendricks was—" "It is okay," I say. "You did nothing wrong. I wanted to tell my story here, in the building where he works, where he told me I was nothing. I wanted him to see that I am not nothing." I take my children home. On the car ride back to the Bronx, James asks me a question. "Mom, was that man our father?" "Yes, baby, that was him." "Why did you say those things about him?" "Because they are true. And the truth is important." Sophia touches my hand. "I am glad he is not part of our family, Mom. We do not need him." "You are right, baby. We do not need him. We have each other. That is enough." When we get home, Diana is waiting. She already saw the videos online. The whole country has seen them. Marcus's face is on every phone screen in America. "You did it," Diana says. "You told the truth. I am so proud of you." That night, I put James, Daniel, and Sophia to bed. I kiss each of them goodnight. Then I check my phone. I have thousands of notifications, news articles, social media posts, videos. One headline says, "Best-selling author exposes editor who abandoned her and triplets." Another says, "Marcus Hendricks, the man who said her story did not matter." I turn off my phone. I do not need to read anymore. I said what I needed to say. The world knows the truth now. The next morning, I wake up to my phone ringing. It is Sarah calling from Boston. "Aria, have you seen the news?" "No, I just woke up. Your speech is everywhere, every news channel, every website, every social media platform. The video has been viewed 50 million times. 50 million times. I cannot imagine that many people. And your book sales have tripled overnight. Sarah continues. We need to do another printing immediately. 100,000 copies. That is a lot of books. I know. Aria, your life is about to change even more. Are you ready for this? I look at my children still sleeping in their beds. Yes, I am ready. That afternoon, reporters start calling me. They want interviews. They want to know more about Marcus. They want to know my story. I agree to do one television interview, a morning show in New York City. The show is called Morning America. Millions of people watch it every day. Diana watches the children while I go to the studio. The host is a woman named Carol Stevens. She has been on television for 20 years. She shakes my hand before we go on air. Thank you for coming, Aria. What you did last night took courage. Thank you. The cameras turn on. Carol looks at the camera and smiles. Good morning, America. Today we have Aria Williams with us. Her memoir, From Nothing to Everything, has sold 10 million copies. Last night, she confronted the man who abandoned her and their triplets at a public event. Aria, thank you for being here. Thank you for having me. Tell us what happened last night. I was invited to speak at Patterson Publishing House's annual book launch. I accepted because that is where Marcus works, where he told me 6 years ago that my story did not matter. I wanted to tell the truth in front of everyone. You brought your children on stage with you. Why? Because they are part of this story. Marcus tried to pretend they do not exist, but they do exist. I wanted the world to see them. How do you feel about Marcus now? I think about this question carefully. I do not hate him. I am grateful to him, actually. He showed me exactly who he was. He gave me clarity. My children and I built a beautiful life without him. What do you want people to learn from your story? That your voice matters. No matter who tells you it does not. No matter who tries to silence you, you matter. Your story deserves to be told. The interview airs the next morning. Millions of people watch it. My phone does not stop ringing. Publishers want me to write another book. Netflix calls about turning my story into a series. Meanwhile, Marcus's life falls apart. Patricia Publishing House releases a statement 3 days after the event. Patterson Publishing House does not tolerate abandonment or mistreatment of any kind. We are conducting an investigation into Marcus Hendricks's conduct. We take these allegations very seriously. Jennifer Hendricks files for divorce that same week. The court documents are public. I read them online. Jennifer Caldwell Hendricks is filing for divorce from Marcus Hendricks due to fraud and concealment. Mr. Hendricks failed to disclose that he had 3 children from a previous relationship. Mrs. Hendricks was deceived throughout the entirety of their marriage. Marcus does not fight the divorce. He signs the papers immediately. 3 days after the investigation begins, Patterson Publishing House fires Marcus. They send an email to all their employees. Someone leaks the email to the press. Effective immediately, Marcus Hendricks is no longer employed by Patterson Publishing House. We are committed to supporting all writers and their stories. Marcus loses everything in 1 week. His job, his marriage, his reputation. His parents release a statement. The Hendricks family is deeply embarrassed by Marcus's actions. We do not condone his behavior. We stand with Aria Williams and her children. Even his own family turns away from him. I do not feel happy about his suffering, but I do feel like justice has been served. He tried to erase me. Instead, the world erased him. 2 weeks after the event, my phone rings. It is a number I do not recognize. I answer anyway. Hello? Aria, this is Jennifer Hendricks. I am surprised. Hello, Jennifer. I know you do not owe me anything, but I wanted to call you. I wanted to say I am sorry. You do not need to apologize. You did not know. But I should have known. There were signs. He was distant. He avoided talking about his past. I ignored my instincts because I wanted the marriage to work. I am sorry I married a man who abandoned his children. If I had known, I would never have stayed. I believe you, I say. Your children are beautiful. I saw them on stage with you. You are an incredible mother. Thank you. I am leaving corporate law, Jennifer says. I am going to work in family law now, helping single mothers fight for child support, helping women like you. Marcus's betrayal showed me what I need to do with my life. That is good, Jennifer. I am glad something positive came from this. Thank you for being kind to me. I do not deserve it. Everyone deserves kindness, I say. We say goodbye. I never hear from Jennifer again, but I read about her in the news sometimes. She becomes a successful family lawyer. She helps hundreds of single mothers get support from absent fathers. 1 month after the event, I receive a letter in the mail. The return address says Ohio. I do not know anyone in Ohio. I open the letter. It is from Marcus. Dear Aria, I know I have no right to write to you. I know I have no right to ask for anything. I made terrible mistakes. I was a coward. I was selfish. I destroyed your trust and abandoned our children. I have lost everything. My job, my marriage, my family, my reputation. I deserve all of it. But I want you to know I am sorry. I am truly sorry. I am in therapy now. I am trying to understand why I did what I did. I am trying to become a better person. I know it is too late, but I want to ask you something. Can I meet my children? Can I try to be part of their lives? I know I do not deserve a second chance, but I am asking anyway. Please consider it. Marcus. I read the letter 3 times. Then I sit at my kitchen table. James, Daniel, and Sophia are playing in the living room. They are laughing. They are happy. They do not need Marcus in their lives. I take out a piece of paper. I write 1 sentence. You had 6 years to be a father. You chose silence. I mail the letter back to Marcus. I never hear from him again. My book sales continue to grow. I sign a deal with Netflix for $2 million. They want to make a limited series about my life. I agree. I use the money to start a foundation. I call it the Worth Telling Foundation. The foundation helps single mothers publish their stories. It provides grants to struggling writers. It offers scholarships to women who grew up in foster care. Diana helps me run the foundation. She retires from social work and becomes the executive director. We hire a staff of 5 people. In our first year, we publish 10 books by single mothers. We give scholarships to 20 women from foster care backgrounds. I receive letters every day from women thanking me. One letter says, I read your book when I was living in my car with my 2 children. Your story gave me hope. I kept fighting. Now, I have an apartment and a job. Thank you for not giving up. Another letter says, my husband left me when I was pregnant. I thought my life was over. Your book showed me I could survive. I am in college now. My daughter and I are doing great. These letters mean more to me than money, more than fame. They remind me why I wrote my story. 1 year after the Roosevelt Hotel event, I published my second book. It is called Worth Telling: Lessons in Survival. It is not a memoir. It is a guide for single mothers. It has practical advice about money, childcare, emotional health, and finding support. The book becomes another bestseller. It sells 3 million copies in 6 months. I travel across America giving talks. I speak at universities, at conferences, at book clubs, at churches. Everywhere I go, women tell me their stories. They tell me about abandonment, about poverty, about being told they are not enough. I listen to every story. I hug them. I tell them they matter. James, Daniel, and Sophia come with me to many events. They sit in the front row and watch me speak. They are 6 years old now. They understand what their mother does. They understand their story inspired millions of people. One evening, after a speaking event in Philadelphia, James asks me a question. "Mom, do you ever think about our father?" "Sometimes," I say honestly. "Do you hate him?" "No, I do not hate him. What he did was wrong. But hating him would only hurt me. I chose to forgive him for myself, not for him." "Will we ever meet him?" Sophia asks. "I do not know. Maybe when you are older, if you want to. That will be your choice." Daniel has been quiet. He finally speaks. "I do not need to meet him. I have you. That is enough." I hug all three of them. "You three are my everything." That night, I open my laptop. I start writing my third book. I already know the title. Never Silent: How One Voice Changed Everything. I type the dedication page first. For James, Daniel, and Sophia, you are my reason for everything. Our story is worth telling. I finish writing the dedication and save the document. It is late, almost midnight. But I am not tired. I feel energized. I have so much more to say. So many more stories to tell. The next morning, James, Daniel, and Sophia wake me up. They jump on my bed, laughing. "Mom, wake up! It is Saturday. You promised we could go to the park." I smile and pull them close. Okay. Let me get dressed. We live in a new apartment now, still in the Bronx. I did not want to leave our neighborhood. This is home. But the apartment is bigger. 3 bedrooms, a real kitchen, a living room with space for the children to play, large windows that let in sunlight. We walk to the park 3 blocks away. James runs ahead. Daniel holds my hand. Sophia skips beside us. At the park, I sit on a bench and watch them play. When James climbs to the top of the jungle gym, Daniel draws pictures in the sand with a stick. Sophia plays soccer with other children. My phone rings. It is Diana. "Good morning, Aria. Are you free next weekend?" "Yes." "Why?" "There is a conference in Philadelphia, Foster Youth Conference. 500 teenagers who are currently in the system. They want you to speak." Philadelphia. The city where I grew up, where I moved between 7 foster homes, where I was told I would never be anything. "Yes," I say immediately. "I want to do it." "Good. I will send you the details." 1 week later, Diana drives me and the children to Philadelphia. The conference is at a large hotel downtown. We arrive early. The conference organizer meets us in the lobby. Her name is Michelle. She is in her 50s, with gray hair. "Miss Williams, thank you so much for coming. These kids need to hear your story. Most of them feel hopeless. Most of them think they have no future. I understand. I was one of those kids." Michelle brings me backstage. The auditorium is huge. 500 chairs fill the room. Teenagers start filing in. They are between 13 and 18 years old. Some look angry, some look sad, some look empty. I remember being them. I remember feeling like I did not matter, like nobody cared if I lived or died. At 2 o'clock in the afternoon, Michelle walks on stage. She introduces me. Today we have a very special speaker. Her name is Aria Williams. She grew up in foster care right here in Philadelphia. She aged out of the system with nothing. Today, she is a best-selling author. Her book has sold 10 million copies. She has inspired millions of women across America. Please welcome Aria Williams. The teenagers clap politely, but I can see they do not really care. They have heard speakers before, adults who tell them to work hard and never give up. Empty words that do not help. I walk onto the stage. James, Daniel, and Sophia walk with me. The teenagers look surprised. Why did I bring children on stage? I stand at the microphone. I look at all 500 faces. My name is Aria Williams. I grew up in foster care in this city. I lived in 7 different homes between the ages of 6 and 18. I never knew my parents. My mother left me at a fire station when I was 3 days old. The teenagers are paying attention now. They understand. I am one of them. One foster mother told me I would never be anything. She said nobody wanted me then, and nobody would want me in the future. I believed her for a long time. Some teenagers nod. They have heard those words too. When I turned 18, I aged out of the system. They gave me $200 and said good luck. I moved to New York City with nothing. I lived in a homeless shelter. I worked as a waitress. I barely had enough money for food. More teenagers lean forward. This is their fear. This is what they think will happen to them. But I kept writing. Every night after work, I wrote my story. I wrote about foster care, about feeling worthless, about being abandoned. I finished a book, a memoir, 347 pages. I pause. The room is completely silent. I sent my book to 43 publishers. 42 said no. They said my story did not matter. They said nobody wanted to read about another foster kid. But one publisher said, yes. One person believed in me. That was all I needed. Sophia takes my hand. I squeeze it gently. My book became a bestseller. It sold 10 million copies. Millions of people read my story. The story people said did not matter. A girl in the front row is crying. I make eye contact with her. You were told you do not matter. That is a lie. Your voice matters. Your story matters. You matter. Do not let anyone erase you. The teenagers start clapping. Some stand up. The applause gets louder. I know life is hard right now. I know you feel alone. I know you are scared about what happens when you turn 18. But you can survive this. You are stronger than you know. I point to James, Daniel, and Sophia. These are my children. I had them when I had nothing. I raised them alone. We struggled. We were poor. We were scared. But we survived. We built a beautiful life together. More teenagers stand and clap. Tell your story. Write it down. Say it out loud. Make people listen. Your story deserves to be heard. You deserve to be heard. The entire auditorium stands now. 500 teenagers clap and cheer. Some are crying. Some are smiling. I see hope on their faces. That is all I wanted, to give them hope. After my speech, teenagers line up to talk to me. The line goes out the door. I talk to each one. I listen to their stories. I hug them. I tell them they can make it. One girl is 16 years old. She has been in foster care since she was 4. I want to be a writer too, she says, but my foster parents say it is a waste of time. They say I should just get a job after I graduate. I take her hands. Do not listen to them. Write your story. Keep writing no matter what anyone says. Your voice matters. She hugs me and cries, "Thank you. Thank you so much." A boy who is 17 says, "I am scared. I turn 18 in 3 months. I do not know what to do, where to go." Contact the Worth Telling Foundation. We give scholarships to foster youth. We can help you. His eyes widen. Really? Really, I promise. I talk to teenagers for 3 hours. My voice gets tired, but I do not stop. Each one of them needs to be heard. Each one deserves attention. When the last teenager leaves, I am exhausted. But I feel full. I feel like I did something important. Diana drives us back to New York that evening. The children fall asleep in the car. I look at them sleeping peacefully. James's head rests against the window. Daniel curls up in his seat. Sophia holds her stuffed bear. These 3 children are my miracle. They are the reason I kept fighting. They are the reason I refused to stay silent. When we get home, Diana helps me carry the sleeping children upstairs. We put them in their beds. I kiss each of their foreheads. Diana and I sit in the kitchen. She makes tea. "You did something amazing today, Aria," Diana says. "I just told my story. You gave those kids hope. That is everything." I think about the girl who wants to be a writer, the boy who is scared about turning 18, the hundreds of teenagers who felt alone until today. I want to do more events like this, I say. I want to speak at foster youth conferences across the country. I want every kid in the system to know they have a future. Then we will make it happen, Diana says. The foundation can organize it. That night, after Diana goes home, I open my laptop. I continue writing my 3rd book. I write about the journey from nothing to everything. I write about the power of telling your story. I write about refusing to be silenced. I write until 3 in the morning. When I finally close my laptop, I have written 20 pages. I walk to my children's rooms. I check on each of them. They are sleeping peacefully, safe, loved, wanted. I think about where we started, a tiny apartment in the Bronx. No money, no support, just me and 3 babies and a dream. I think about where we are now, a comfortable home, enough money, a foundation that helps thousands of women, a voice that millions of people hear. I did not do this alone. Diana helped me survive. Sarah believed in my book. Readers across America supported my story. But I also did it myself. I refused to give up. I refused to stay silent. I walk to my bedroom. On my desk is a framed copy of my book cover. Next to it is a photo of James, Daniel, and Sophia on their first day of school. Next to that is a letter from a reader. The letter says, "Your book saved my life. Thank you for being brave enough to tell your story." I pick up the letter and read it again. This is why I write. This is why I tell my story. Not for fame, not for money, for connection, for hope, for change. I get into bed. Before I turn off the light, I look at the photo of my children one more time. "We did it, babies," I whisper. "We built something beautiful." The next morning, my phone rings early. It is Sarah calling from Boston. "Aria, I have news. Your 3rd book, Never Silent, is already getting attention. Publishers Weekly called it one of the most anticipated books of the year. It is not even finished yet. I know, but people are excited. Pre-orders are already at 50,000 copies. 50,000 people want to read my next book. 50,000 people care about what I have to say. Thank you, Sarah, for everything, for believing in me when nobody else did. You made it easy to believe in you, Aria. Your story is important. Your voice is important. Never forget that. When I hang up, James walks into my room. He climbs into my bed. "Mom, are you happy?" he asks. I look at my son. He has my eyes. He has curiosity and kindness in his heart. "Yes, baby, I am very happy." "Good, because you make other people happy too. I see it when you speak. People smile when they listen to you." I pull him close and kiss his head. "You 3 are my everything. All of this is for you." That weekend I receive a letter. It is from Marcus, another letter asking to meet his children. I read it once. Then I put it in a drawer with his other letters. I have received 5 letters from him in the past year. I do not respond to any of them. Maybe one day when James, Daniel, and Sophia are older, they will want to meet him. That will be their choice. But for now, they do not need him. They have everything they need. I sit down at my laptop. I open my manuscript. The title page reads, "Never Silent. How One Voice Changed Everything by Aria Williams. I scrolled to the last page I wrote. I begin typing. This book is for every person who was told they did not matter. For every child in foster care who feels invisible. For every single mother who is fighting alone. For every woman who was told her story is not worth telling. You matter. Your voice matters. Your story deserves to be heard. Never let anyone silence you. Never stop fighting. You are enough. You have always been enough. I save the document. I close my laptop. I look around my home, at the photos on the walls, at my children's artwork on the refrigerator, at the books on the shelves. This is my life. I built it from nothing. I refused to give up. I turned pain into purpose, and I will never be silent again. If you enjoyed today's video, I'm sure you'll love the next one. Don't waste time. Just click on the screen